Hello student. So in today's class once again I welcome you all and I want to discuss with you in the topic probability something further. Like in the previous lecture I had discussed with you meaning of the some commonly used terms in this chapter. So let us see today what I am going to discuss with you. If you will go through this video completely, you will understand definitely many things. So my today's topic is I want to discuss with you outcomes of some important random experiments. So this is my topic. We will discuss in this video. We must be familiar if we are conducting some random experiment, then what are the possible outcomes that experiment is going to give you. So I am starting one by one, and if I am tossing a coin once only, if I am tossing, if I should write if one coin is tossed, if one coin is tossed once only. So what are the outcomes? You know that whenever we toss a single coin one time only, so we have the outcomes head and tail. Because there is one coin, it is having two face only, head and tail, so two outcomes only we get. And second, if two coins are tossed, if two coins are tossed once only, the same statement, see there is one random experiment we are conducting. What we are doing, we are tossing two coins one time only. Or the same experiment can also be written like, we can say if tossing one coin two times. So both the experiment are having same meaning, and you can see the outcomes is possible outcomes, like we can get both the times head. If one time I have tossed, I may get head, second time also I may get head. So like this, I may get tail both the times, and I may get head one time and tail in the next toss, and similarly tail in the one toss and head in the next. So these are the possible outcomes while we are tossing two coins once only, or one coin two times. So let us see further. So see student, if you have noticed here, there are two faces. There is a coin having, in a coin there are two faces, like we can say head and tail. So number of outcomes here we got, it is 2. Number of outcomes, if I am talking about, we can say number of outcomes are 2 here, and if you will notice here we have tossed two coin, each coin is having two faces. So you will find the number of outcomes. We can write here number of outcomes. You can count, first of all it is 1 2 3 4, and it is simply you can multiply 2 into 2, because one coin is having two face. So if you will multiply 2 into 2, you will get 4. So in the case of the coin, we can find out the total number of the outcomes. I must write here total number of the outcomes. It is total number of outcomes. Here also this is, we are talking about total number of outcomes. And if I am tossing, suppose this is a next random experiment, it is we can say if If 3 coins are tossed, we can say if 3 coins are tossed once only, so we can get the sample space, or the same statement can be written like if tossing 1 coin 3 times. So both the experiment will give you same outcomes, and these outcomes you can write here like it may possible that all 3 times you will get head, it may possible that you will get head, head and tail, it is possible you may get head, tail, tail, and this is also possible that you may get head, tail, head, and it is possible that all 3 times you may get tail on 3 coins, and similarly this is possible that we will get tail, head, head and tail, tail, head, and we may get like tail, head, tail. So if you will count them, it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we can say there are total 8 outcomes. So we can write total number of outcomes is equal to, it is 2 into 2 into 2, it is equal to 8, because one coin is having 2 face. So this is something regarding the coin. Let us see now, if suppose I am throwing a die, if I am throwing a die, if I am throwing a die, throwing a dice once, if I am throwing a dice once, then sample space, you know that if I am throwing a dice once, then the sample space you can easily write 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, because it is having 6 faces. So if further we will go, if 2 dice are thrown once, we can take one random experiment. If 2 dice are thrown once, or one die may be thrown 2 times, both are the same thing. One die, we can also write the same statement like one dice is thrown 2 times. So these 2 random experiments are same. Why I am writing this alternate random experiment? Because sometime it may be given in this form in the textbook, or sometime may be given like this. So you must be clear about this, that these both are the same thing, so that further there should not be any confusion. So if you are looking while we are tossing 2 dice, so let us see, I am writing here the outcomes for this. You can see what are the possible outcomes if I am tossing 2 dice once. So you can see here, this is a topic we are discussing some we are discussing outcomes of some important random experiment. See now, so the sample space will be like this. We will be getting like, here it is possible that on both the dice we are getting 1. Like similarly we may get 1 2, 1 3, 1 4, 1 5 and 1 6. So you can understand from here what is the meaning of this. On one dice we are getting 1, on second also we got 1. On the again we have thrown, it may possible that on the first die we got 1, on second die we got 2. On first die we may get 1, or second we may get 3. Like this is you will have to read. Similarly it is 2 1, it is 2 2, 2 3, 2 4, 2 5 and 2 6. And if you will similarly write this 3 1, this is 3 2, 3 3, 3 4. So these are the possible outcomes whenever you will throw 2 dice. So these are the possible outcomes you can get: 4 1, 4 2, 4 3 and 4 4, 4 5 and 4 6. Similarly you can get 5 1 and 5 2 and 5 3. This is 5 4 and 5 5 and 5 6. And you may get 6 1, 6 2, 6 3 and 6 4, 6 5 and 6 6. So these are the possible outcomes once you are throwing 2 dice once only, or you are throwing 1 dice 2 times. So see now, some of the elements you can easily analyze. This is the things which you must analyze. Like here are doublets we are calling. We call them, these all outcomes are called like possible outcomes. Out of this, if you will notice 1 1, 2 2, 3 3, 4 4, 5 5 and 6 6. These outcomes are called doublet. Doublet means on both the dice we are getting same number, so that is called doublet. And there are many events possible which we can frame from here. Like if you will leave the textbook one side, you can frame many events. Like suppose I am asking the probability of an event where you are getting a sum of 4. Sum of the dice result should be 4, it must be 4. So if you will notice this, like here 1 comma 3, if you will add, you will be getting 4. So I am writing a tick here so that you can understand. Here 2 comma 2, if you will add, you will get 4. 3 comma 1, if you will add, you will get 4. So like this, if you will go further, so means from here we can frame the event. So like I am saying, let E be the event, E be the event, E be the event getting a doublet. Getting a doublet means getting same number on both the dice. So you can see from the outcomes, there are total how many outcomes. First of all, you must write total number of outcomes. We can write total number of outcomes is equal to 6 into 6, it is 36. And now we can find probability of any event. So you can find the probability of this event E1. Suppose you can find what is PE1. It is favorable outcomes upon total outcomes. See the favorable outcomes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you can write here it is 6 upon 36. It is 1 upon 6. So this is the probability of getting a doublet. Then similarly many, like I was saying, talking about a total of 4, a sum of the 4. So maybe you are talking about another event, how to find a sum of 4. So let me make the some place for that. So if we are talking about probability of an event getting a sum of 4, so I am saying let E2 be the event, E2 be the event it is getting a sum of 4. So we can easily find this. You can find what is PE2. So you can see it is 1, 3, 2, 2 and 3, 1. These three are the favorable outcomes out of 36. So we can write here it is 1 upon 12 is the probability of getting a sum of 4. Similarly, student, many events we can frame, like suppose I am saying getting a sum of 10. Getting a sum of 10 is possible. Is it possible? See now. If you will add 5, 5, you may get 10. 4, 6, you may get 10. So means these three. So same probability you will get, because here also favorable outcomes are 3 only. So you will be getting same probability. And let us see something more we can frame like this. If we are talking about getting, or what is the maximum sum? If suppose the question is coming from the sum of the dice number, then the maximum sum can be 6 plus 6, 12. So if I am asking getting a sum of 13, it is what? E3 be the event, it is getting a sum of 13. So if you will add any two number from this sample space, you will never get 13, because maximum sum we can get 12 only. So we can write the probability of this event is what? It is 0 upon 36, which is equal to 0. So this is what we can say, this event, it comes in the category of impossible event. It comes in the category of impossible event. Like this, I can also ask, find the probability of an event getting a prime number. Sum is a prime number. Like suppose here I am taking this, let E4 be the event getting a sum of prime number. So see now, if you will check them, like 1 plus 1, if you will add, it is 2. 2 is a prime. Okay, this is here in the list. 1 plus 2 you will add, it is 3. This is prime. Okay, this is also in the list. 2 plus 1 you will add, this is also 3. You can keep this also in the list. Then if you will add now 3, 1, 4, it is not prime. 2, 2, it is not prime. 1, 3, not prime. 1, 4 is 5, it is prime. 2, 3, 2 plus 3 is 5, it is prime. 3 plus 2, 5, 4, 1, it is also prime. So further you will go, you can write like from here 1, 5, 6, 1 plus 5, 6. It is not prime, this is not prime, this is not prime, this is not prime, this is not prime. Similarly 6, 1 is 7, this is prime. So this complete diagonal you can write now, this is also prime. And if you will see further, 6, 2, 8, 5, 3, 8, 4, 4, 8, 3, 5, 3 plus 5, 8, 2 plus 6, 8. So this is not prime. 6 plus 3, 9 is not prime. 5 plus 4, 9, not prime. 4 plus 5, not prime. Then 4, 6, 5, this is also not prime. 6, 5, it is 11. Yes, definitely it is prime. So we can say this is prime and this is also prime. So now you can count them. It is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And here it is 14, 15. So if you want to find out the probability of the event where the sum is prime, then it is, we can say 15 upon 36. So you can divide this by 3. It is 3 5s are 15 and 12. So I hope it is 15 only. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 and 15. So this is the probability we can find. So this is just a method of framing many events. Like generally student become bookies. They just watch the question from the book only and try to solve that. So this is only what I want to bring in your knowledge by this video. book you can keep one side, you can make the event whatever coming in your mind. Try to frame your own event and try to solve out that, find out the probability of that. That is called real learning of the mathematics. So if you will see this is we have discussed while we are throwing 2 dice. Similarly, student, we can also throw the 3 dice, although I will not write all the sample space for that, but I am just giving you some idea for this. If we are if we are throwing 3 dice all together once, or we are throwing 1 dice 3 times, so both the events are same. You must have this in your mind. If 3 dice are thrown once, or we can say 1 dice is thrown 3 times, so both are the same event. So see now, events you can write like outcomes are possible like 1 1 1, you may write 1 1 2, you may write 1 1 3, you may write 1 1 4, you may write 1 1 5 and 1 1 6. Similarly, you will have to keep on writing this. So there are total, at the last you will be getting, here it is 6 6 and 6. So these are the total outcomes from this event, and we can write here now, this is total number of outcomes. Total number of outcomes we can write, sorry, this is total number of outcomes. It is equal to 6 6 and 6, which is equal to 216. So like this we can find out the outcomes while 3 dice are thrown once, or 1 die, sorry, 3 dice are thrown, and we can say 1 dice is thrown 3 times. So like many questions, many events, similarly you can frame from here. And now most important, and generally student get confused in this random experiment, this is related to the playing cards. Let us see some data I am giving you from the playing cards also. This is not only for class 10, you can keep this data for all the basic knowledge of the probability. Wherever you will find the question of the probability, this will help you. So what is the question if it is coming from the playing cards? See now. See student, everybody knows about the playing card. You all play also at home during your leisure time, free time. So you know that there are playing cards. We know that playing cards are there total 52. Total number of the playing cards are 52. So see, I am just making a table here. These 52 cards we can divide into some categories, like the name I am writing. First of all, what is the name of these cards? Then second, I am writing the color. I am writing about their color. I am writing about their color. And number of cards, and one more important thing, it is face card. See now, so name of the card means there are total 4 types of the cards. Everybody knows each type of the 13 cards are available here. Everybody knows this, okay? And what is the name of this each type of the card? Let it be like, we can say, hearts. Color of the heart is what? Everybody knows, it is red. Yes, it is true, universal true. And number of cards, there are 13 cards which belongs to heart and red color. Face card, in each type of the cards there are 3 face card. 3 face card like king, jack and queen, we can say these are the 3 face card. Then similarly we can say diamond. So diamonds is also red color, number is 13, here also face card is here also 33. Then we can talk about the club, it is black, number is 13, we can say here it is 3. And then it comes spades. So spades is of black color, we know that it is 13, here it is 3. So total number of the cards you can count here, it is 52. Total number of the face card you can count here, it is 12. So like this is some basic data you must have always in your mind related to the question of the playing cards. So if further we will discuss now how the questions can be framed from this, how it is like we can frame some event from this. So maybe I am asking to you, maybe I am asking what is the probability of getting a face card. There are certain questions I can frame like event E is there, E be the event getting face card. So how we can get the face card, what is the probability of that? So there are total 12 face card and we can find the probability of this. PE is equal to, it is 12 upon 52. At the same time there are some many events possible, like find the probability of black color cards. If you are finding the probability of the black color card, suppose this is event E1 and suppose I am talking about another event getting a black color card, it is PE2, or where E2 I am saying let E2 be the event getting black card. So we can say now if one card I am taking out, what is the probability of that? It will be black card. So there are like black cards, you can notice black cards are total 26. Out of the 52 cards, 26 cards are the black. So we can find the probability of this. It is 26 upon 52. It is 1 upon 2. Similarly, the probability of getting red card also 1 upon 2. Maybe he may ask like that. Suppose he has well shuffled this deck of the 52 cards. So out of that, after well shuffling this, maybe he is asking now, what is the probability of getting a red card or a queen? Like something we have done some composition of the events now. Getting a red card or a queen. So how you will find? Let it the event like this. So this is I am just framing myself only. I am not looking somewhere. These are not the ready-made question. Whatever is coming in your mind, I am telling you. It is I am talking about getting a red card or a queen. So let us see. E be the event. It is getting red card or queen. See now, queen is also possible that it may be black. So while we are talking about red card or queen, so you can assume this. Let this further I have divided this event E3. Further I am dividing in event A and event B. Where event A I can say this is getting a red card. And event B I am saying it is getting queen. See now how you can find out this probability. So what you will have to calculate? You will have to calculate it is A union B, which is something out of the syllabus, but I am explaining here. Here you can write it is PA plus PB minus PA intersection B. So whenever this is called basically addition theorem of the probability. So this theorem you will have to use while two events are there, because we will find the probability of getting a red card. Red card means, see now how you will find probability of getting red card. It is 26 upon 52, it is 1 upon 2. Probability of getting queen, there are 4 queens, so we can say it is 4 upon 52. Okay, and further the common, some queens are of the red color also, so those red color queens you can subtract. So those event you will represent here, like the probability of A intersection B. What is that probability? There are some common queens we have taken, like common are 2, so we can say it is 2 upon 52. And if these 3 values, by what is the meaning of this? A union B means what? A queen of red color. The meaning of, A intersection B is what? A queen of red color. So a queen of red color, there are 2 queens of the red color. One comes in the diamond, one comes in the heart. So if that 2 queens you will take out, find out the probability of that. Further you can arrange them. We can write them like here. I am writing. So it will be 26 upon 52 plus 4 upon 52 minus 2 upon 52, which will be equal to 52, and here it is 30 minus 2, we can say 28 upon 52 is the probability of getting a red card or a queen. So like this you will have to frame some more events possible. So in this video I had explained to you how to write the sample space or the outcomes of the some important events that we generally use in the chapter, and with the same time I have taken some events which randomly I have framed like that. So if you like this video, then subscribe my channel and share with your friends and press the bell icon, because I'll keep on uploading the videos related to class 10th, 11th and 12th mathematics in this channel. Thank you.